We are making our final two stops on the road to WrestleMania 15 tonight, starting with the March 22nd, 1999 edition of Raw. We are going to review that, and then immediately after this review, we will go live again on the channel to do our first ever reaction video, at least first ever of me and Tro doing reactions. We will react to the WrestleMania Rage Party that took place just one night before WrestleMania 15. And then sometime in the future, we will get to WrestleMania 15, that review. Tro, how you doing? You ready for this long night?
I am ready for this pit stop. I hope we brought snacks. We're up here in Albany, New York, or as some idiots call it, Albany.
Albany.
Such a stupid way to pronounce that. But you know what? I've been thinking. You know what? I don't think I like the Attitude Era.
Why not?
It persists upon itself.
Am I missing an inside joke here? Or did somebody use that term on the show and I'm forgetting
No,
about it?
I'm just saying it persists upon itself.
Okay.
Not a big fan of the Attitude Era. I can only get up to Undertaker, not Undertaker, to Triple H versus Cactus Jack, and I just got to turn it off.
We're literally about to get to one of the greatest moments in Raw history, and literally you waited until we got to this show. We
You know
waited.
what? It's like that resolution. You know what? I don't think I like. I don't want to do this show. I want to do 2004.
Hey, some of our best episodes have been 2004 reviews so far, and I
Give
love
me Paul
2000.
Burchill, damn it.
Paul Burchill's more 2000s. Paul Burchill was not there yet in 2004. He's
He
2006.
was in. Let's review OVW next. Let's watch the prototype Leviathan.
Well, at this point, yeah, 99, not 04.
Well, I think '99 Cena was in the.
Yeah,
I think
Boston.
Cena.
Boston.
He,
Some type
yeah,
of
he would have.
Boston. Yeah.
I think he did something with WCW. Like he was at.
Yeah, he was in
He,
Ready
wa-
to Rumble.
he was ready to rumble, and then so I don't know. I know Batista in OVW was fucking jacked as hell.
Yeah.
That boy was doing something that wasn't natural.
Yeah. Well, the only time you'll ever hear Attitude Era hate on this channel would be from Tro or Christian. You would never hear it from me. I will tell you that right now. I think anybody who watches us knows that by now. Not that everybody watches us, but anybody who has seen a couple of episodes from us would know that.
the biggest, the biggest offender of the AE era, and the biggest offender of the modern era. Even though there's not really much for me to need to defend.
I don't know if I'd be. There are a lot of people that love the Attitude Era and be willing to defend it. So I don't. I don't know if I'm necessarily the
But you
biggest.
see, though, you can admit that there's not everything in the Attitude Era was perfect. Though.
Perfect? No. Was there
And you see,
some?
but you got people who are like, the Attitude Era was perfect. There was absolutely nothing wrong. Everything clicked perfectly. I'm like, are you sure?
I mean, I hate. I've been on record on this channel for saying I hated the Brawl for All. The our last episode we brought up the vignette for what was it? With, yeah, because that vignette actually aired again for this episode. That I mean, they killed that off pretty quickly though. So like it for me, Beaver Cleavage, like it literally was a small part of the attitude there. But yeah, I would say that wasn't a great idea. I would agree with that. But to their credit, they killed it off pretty quickly before it even debuted. Like it literally is just a couple of vignettes. And then when we finally see the guy who was supposed to be Beaver Cleavage, he announced that he's back to no, he's not even being Mosh anymore or Thresh. I don't remember which one it was, but he's not even back to being that. He's just himself, and he announced his real name. Which that went nowhere.
Yeah,
They
you know,
Once they gave up on Beaver Cleaves, they had no idea what to do with either Mach. I don't
Well,
remember if it was Mach or Thrasher.
I think it was that they said, oh, he abused his girlfriend, and that was like the
Yeah,
storyline for a bit. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
come on. Look,
yeah.
the Attitude Era was good week to week. Like their weekday shows normally hit.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, the pay-per-views were always the ones that I feel like they didn't always hit as much as they could have.
See,
Like
and
the
that
rest, WrestleMania is outside of 17, which I guess you can't really count because it's such the high pedestal of
it's
it being
literally,
WrestleMania 17.
it's also literally the final day of the Attitude Era.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like it it's at such the high pedestal of it being such a good show that it's hard for me to be like it's hard for me to compare it to the other WrestleManias of the Attitude Era because it's that damn good.
Yeah. See, for me, that's always the argument that the pay per views were. I know you didn't say that they were bad. You just said they weren't as good as they could have been. But
Yeah,
the argument is always the pay per views were bad, and I disagree with that. And I'm more of a weekly show guy anyway. I want good television, and that's why I love the Attitude Era and the early Ruthless Aggression Era too. Because to me, the early Ruthless Aggression Era was just it was still attitudinal, if that makes any sense. It was still the same shit, essentially, just a little more toned down that they were doing in the Attitude Era. It was still all about making a good weekly show with great storylines. But the Attitude, some of those Attitude Era pay per views, man. Survivor Series '98 is one of my all time favorite pay per views
yeah.
of all time. We're about to get to WrestleMania 15. I think it's a very underrated show. Uh, Fully Loaded '99 was a fun show. Fully Loaded 2000 with the triple main event, that was a fun show too. I think the pay per view aspect of the Attitude Era is very underrated, in my opinion. But obviously, it's all about the weekly shows with the in terms of what really made the Attitude Era as
Yeah,
was. But the pay per views, in my opinion, still hold their own. So,
it's
oh, go ahead.
fun.
Go ahead.
I said it should be a fun show, and we're going right from this part of the Attitude Era to the
Unforgiven.
post. Yeah, we're going. I don't know if I'd call it the Invasion Era because it's such a short era. It didn't even last a year. I
Well,
think I called it the post-war era last time.
yes, that was a good call. That was a good call by you. I still call it what even though yours I would say yours is better, but until WWE actually uses that, I'm not gonna acknowledge that as the era's title. I just still call it what it was called on that playlist I referred to that was on the WWE network, like literally right before Peacock took over. Post attitude pre ruthless aggression era. That's what it was essentially. Um, which is so weird. But I guess it it's not like they're sitting in an office like after WrestleMania 17. It's like we need a new era, and obviously they're not thinking about that, and that's one of the reasons why it took about a whole year plus for them to usher in
Yeah,
a new era.
I don't think Vince McMahon was thinking, "Huh, I need a God damn it, I'm trying to write this invasion, but wait, what are we gonna name the new era?
Yeah, I,
Hey, Austin, what are we gonna name? I don't give a fuck. I don't want to be here anymore."
so speaking of Austin and speaking of McMahon, are you ready to go over one of the greatest moments in Raw history?
Oh, one of the most played moments in Raw history, of course. Yes.
Well, let's get it. So, Raw, March 22nd, 1999. We start the show with the McMahons coming out with The Rock, who is obviously the champion. And Vince gets on the microphone, and obviously the crowd tries to drown him out. Shane then challenges X Pac to a street fight outside of the arena. And Mr. McMahon promises that The Undertaker will be busy with Big Boss Man and others when he arrives at the arena. Mr. McMahon also speculates that Stone Cold is working with The Undertaker to distract him from his goal of making sure Rock remains in control of the WWE title. And Rock follows that up by talking smack about Austin. And Mr. McMahon says that Rock will referee tonight's Austin Big Show main event. The main event for WrestleMania was heavily special referees type thing, where every week Mankind is like special referee.
Yeah.
Now they're announcing that Rock will be the special guest referee for this main event, and obviously, spoiler alert, it turns into Mankind being the special guest referee. Mankind is Mr. Referee. But anyway, so Mr. McMahon says Rock will be the special guest referee for Austin and Big Show. That's your main event for tonight. Mankind, like I said, I did spoil it. Mankind interrupts and proposes that he face The Rock, and that winner referees the main event for tonight. The Rock says no, but then Mankind produces a document from Shawn Michaels, who, by the way, if anybody may not know at this point, Shawn Michaels is the commissioner. We don't see him a whole lot. We did see him
I
at
don't
the
think he
beginning.
knows.
Yeah, we did see him at the very beginning of our WrestleMania 15 Road to WrestleMania 15 thing when we reviewed the night after Royal Rumble. Remember that because he was on that show
Yes.
with Austin. Yeah. So this document says that Michaels has already signed off on this match that Mankind proposes, and with that same stipulation of the winner will indeed referee tonight's main event. Once Mankind finishes his bit, Austin arrives in the Coors Light truck. And here we go. The one of the most infamous, one of the greatest moments in Raw history. Stone Cold comes out on the beer truck. He knocks the freaking WWE logo off the entrance. And it's funny because somebody actually had a sign that was literally the WWE logo with attitude over it, and they were holding it up. It literally looked just like the thing that Austin knocked off. It made it seem like the dude just somehow picked it up after Austin knocked it over.
I'll
He was,
take that. Thank you very much. He still has to this day.
yeah. So Austin, after talking the talk a little bit, while being on top of the Coors Light truck. By the way, he's talking a little smack to Rock and the corporation on top of the truck. He jumps off the truck, goes to the side where the hose is, and the Rock's like, "Oh, you're not gonna do nothing." Blah blah blah. And that is when Austin turns the hose on. Rock Rock, Mr. McMahon, and Shane McMahon are all both running around the ring, circling the ring. Austin, I keep saying Austin. Mr. McMahon's holding on to the ropes, and then Mr. McMahon had one of the best moments in Raw that really don't get talked about a lot because obviously the moment itself, everybody talks about this moment. They don't necessarily talk about this part of it, but Mr. McMahon swimming,
Yeah.
that was hilarious. That was absolutely hilarious. That spot, that part of it just stole the whole scene. An epic moment. What do you think about it, Tro? Segment of the night, by the way, for me, easily. But go ahead, Tro.
I like how Austin basically called the Rock spot out because he's like, Austin was like, you're gonna say your little catchphrase, know your role, Boulevard, SmackDown Hotel, and all that other shit. And then when the Rock has to rebuttal, he's like, I'll check your ass into the SmackDown Hell, walk your road down Know Your Role Boulevard, and then he gets sprayed.
Well, obviously, in argument towards The Rock, he knew that he had to waste a little time before Austin can turn on the hose and everything.
Now,
So
Because this is all live, I think, right?
Back then, Raw wasn't always live, so I'm not even 100%
Forget.
sure.
I was going to say, because it'd be pretty funny if he struggled to turn on the beer for like,
Yeah.
I can't do this. And The Rock has to do it for like, so Albany, how was it tonight? I mean, I'm drowning.
Rock would just be an NPC at that point, just repeatedly saying Rudy Poo and
He's stuck. He's like, Rudy Poo, Rudy Poo, Rudy. Austin's like struggling for 5. You just hear The Rock for 5 minutes saying, Rudy Poo, mommy, is The Rock broken? Rudy Poo, Rudy Poo. God damn it, Austin. Just turn on the beer. It's empty. I drank it all. I was thirsty.
So as this one of the greatest moments in Raw history is taking place, what is Paul Bearer doing backstage?
Well, obviously he's obviously watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Like I said, our 2004 reviews were some of them. Well, at least that SmackDown one from June 10. That was one of our best reviews, and it sparked Tro coming up with one of the funniest,
the freaking lore of Paul Bearer that we have created on the show.
Yes, one of the funniest running jokes on this channel.
Yeah, I guess it's gonna reach crescendo at WrestleMania 15 because Paul Bearer's not in the Evasion. So,
well, to spoil it, since it may be our next show, not counting the reaction, but it is our next show. But to spoil it, Big Boss Man is being hung on that Hell in a Cell, and you have Edge and the Brood, the vampires, on top of the cell. Well, Buffy comes in to save the day. She climbs the top of the cell before the cell can fully get to the top, and she stakes all 3 of the Brood members. And
it was very brutal.
Yeah, and Paul Bearer just announces that he's no longer a member of the corporation because
I'm part of Buffy now.
And yeah, that storyline goes all the way into 2004 when they abduct Paul Bearer. The Dudleys, I should say, the Dudleys abduct Paul Bearer, and just
Paul Bearer makes them watch Buffy.
Yeah, and Buffy is just she's just not there anymore. But still, that it's part of the same storyline. She was no longer there at that point, but it's still part of the same story.
I loved the video that I sent you of Paul Bearer reacting to the freaking Buffy theme. I loved it. I was like, oh, Spider, I don't like those. But the thing that cracked me up, and you heard it, was, oh, he shut up like you, Undertaker.
Yeah. That was the intro. I'm pretty sure that was you turned on the pilot, right? You just put on.
Yeah, I turned on I said Buffy the Vampire intros, and that was literally the first time I ever watched the intro, and that was just all like, okay, let's see what Paul Bearer has to say about this.
It looked like the season 1 intro. That's why I know you must have just turned it on the first episode.
Buffy, no. I don't like that spider. I'm afraid of spiders.
And like I said, you should once, now that you're done with the joke, you should actually sit down and binge watch the show.
I will say the intro was very 90s. I think that was a werewolf at the beginning.
If it was the first episode, it was obviously 1997. So.
Whatever that sound effect they used at the beginning, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, holy shit, that is the fucking 90s screaming.
Well, the funny thing is, it didn't make it into the 2000s because they got rid of that howl. I forgot what season, but I'm pretty sure before the 2000s they got rid of that. So that was a great call there. It was so 90s. It was so 90s they had to leave it in the 2000s. I mean the 90s.
Well, to be fair, if the show's about a vampire slayer, why would they have a freaking werewolf howl?
Yeah, but it was such a cool part of the intro, man.
Well, they should have just done a rap intro. Obviously, move into the 2000s is what you have to do.
It's a show about it's a show about vampires, but meanwhile, one of the main characters is a witch. So that
So, was her name Sabrina?
no, but that would be an awesome.
Oh, come on, we need a cross. Why didn't we ever have a crossover of that?
That would have been an awesome crossover, or a Sabrina Charmed crossover. One of those just would have been amazing.
Or Sabrina or anything. Well, Salem was the best part of that show, anyways.
Oh, Salem was hilarious, but the whole show was awesome. That's one of my favorite sitcoms ever.
You know, his voice actor is the one who did the reveal wrestling secrets for NBC. She's a stunt granny.
Yep. That was funny. There was one little inside joke they used too, where they actually had Salem say the actual real name of the voiceover. I forgot his name, but it's like, I want to call into the whatever his name is sports show and complain that all he talks about is the Buffalo Bills. Which I'm guessing the guy must be a Bills. Yeah, perfect timing for you. But that's literally how the joke goes. I'm guessing that's an inside joke that like he's a Bills fan or something. I don't know, but that was funny. So moving on, after we review the greatest moment, one of the greatest moments in Raw history, we show Deborah getting ready for the next match, and then more JR and Steve Williams. This is what you've been loving about these shows, right? Well,
of course.
As you said before we went live, Steve Williams actually wrestled on Heat, and obviously Heat is taped the same night Raw is. So, how was Steve Williams on Heat? And then this frat house.
He beat the Brood.
This is either a pre-taped or the frat house is just real close to where the arena.
It's across the arena. It's across the it's across the street.
Okay. So yeah, he beats the Brood. No, well you said the Hardys. They weren't the Brood anymore. Or actually, they weren't the Brood yet. They were the Brood later in the year. And our buddy Tro is frozen up here. Hold on. There he is. Okay. You said the Brood, they're the Hardys.
Yeah, I was thinking about when they become the new Brood.
Yeah, that's later in the year.
With Michael Hayes.
Yeah. And then they turn on Michael Hayes and all that, yeah.
We're not really vampires. Don't see, they had to replace the Brood after Buffy killed them.
That's just what I was about to say too. That's just what I was about to say.
Like how they replaced Diesel and Razor. They say this is Edge, this is Christian, and Michael Hayes, he's Gangrel.
and then Buffy just takes all three of them too.
You're still vampires. No, we're just charismatic enigmas.
So Steve Williams, not Stone Cold, Dr. Death, and JR are at a frat house, and the frat house, or at least I guess the frat house is called JR is War, and they're all just partying for JR apparently. I wonder if this was maybe a dig at the Nitro frat house things that they were promoting all the time on Nitro, like send in your tapes for.
They should have done it. If they really wanted to have fun with this, they could have had if they wanted to keep JR heel, they should have had him mock more WCW stuff. Because could you imagine JR at Spring Break?
And we know JR had reason to mock them. Because remember how Bischoff
Oklahoma.
No, this was before. No, this was before Oklahoma because Russo and Ferrara are literally still in WWE, but. Eric Bischoff fired JR simply because he didn't like having an Oklahoma. He didn't want to feel like the South, so he didn't want an Oklahoma guy calling the show. But meanwhile, WWE isn't South. WWE is mainstream, and they had no problem employing JR on their.
We don't want you Southerners.
Yeah,
I'm from Oklahoma, you motherfucker.
it makes absolutely no sense to
But
fire somebody like.
could you imagine JR in at spring break? I am the Don Cannonball Champ. Fuck you, Diesel.
um,
Jumping Steve.
so no, it really would have been funny though for this if JR would have set up an announce table in the frat house, and the whole show he's just talking over Cole.
you, what to hear the 1999 discourse? Oh boy, I could just imagine. Did you see that new Fred Durst album?
Oh, by
Man,
the way,
1999 is gonna be great.
yeah. By the way, so last week, if you remember, uh, I referenced the table setup. Jr. set up his own table. He had actual construction workers build it right in the middle of the show, and then during a hardcore match between Billy Gunn and Hardcore Holly, Hardcore Holly actually went through that table, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I think it was in this part of the set because they go back to the frat house a few times, and if I'm not mistaken, right here at the very beginning, Hardcore Holly comes in and attacks Doctor Death. I could be wrong about that, but we'll see
Hardcore
if
Holly at a frat house. How do you find it? How do you find the frat house? It has to be across the street. That's the whole.
That's what I was gonna say. It's got to be across the street, right? You said.
Oh wait, hold on. Wait a second. Does that mean that Austin stole the beer from the frat house?
Maybe
they got the course truck, and Austin's like, "I was wrong. This is the repeat. Turn on Raw."
So now we have a tag team title match, and by the way, at the beginning of the tag team title match, as the entrances were being made, they announced that on Heat, which we will not be covering the Heat, but the Heat pre-show to WrestleMania 15, there will be a tag team title battle royal, and the winning team will face Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett for the tag team titles. That match sadly ended up being Owen Hart's final WrestleMania match. Obviously, we will get to that soon, but let's finish up this show first. So this is the opening match, tag titles. Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart taking on Gangrel and Edge, and this match obviously ended in a no contest after Buffy came out and staked both Gangrel and Edge.
Enough is enough. What the fuck? Is that a fan? I'll be damned.
Yeah, so it did end in a contest. It was a short match, about 2 minutes. What did you think? Oh, and after the match, Deborah is on the receiving end of a blood math. Before that, and as we hear that old school ESPN thing, I love that. Public Enemy actually did a run in, and let me see. Owen and Jeff Jarrett with the Brood just joined forces to beat the shit out of Public Enemy, as this was not a good time to be the Public Enemy. Not just for their characters, but behind the scenes, and that's probably why this happened. They were not too loved by everybody behind the scenes, and well, that's what happened.
What a weird combination, Edge and Gangrel. Did they just not trust Christian in the ring at this point?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Vince McMahon's looking at him. You know what? You look good for blue dot in the face.
What? Yeah. Well, they just talked about that. Oh man, was it JR's podcast? I think it was. Yeah, it was JR's podcast. He brought that up, that whole story up. Mr. McMahon is not like Christian, and that is one of the weirdest suggestions I've ever heard.
It was like 09 Christian when he came back. They hated this man when he came back because they told Todd Grisham to downplay his return. Like it's it's Christian. And Gresham went on to say, no, Vince McMahon told me to downplay it and show no emotion to this man returning.
Wow, that's hard. Why'd you even bring him back then? Like
to fuck with him.
So,
to be fair, he did win the world title twice. So he had a great feud with Randy Orton. But,
some of those matches with Orton were some of the better matches of 2011, including the match when Christian immediately lost the belt a week after winning it. I remember everybody bitching about that. I'm like, why do you care? Like, the match was fun. That was a fun match. And it doesn't mean that Christian's buried just because he lost.
It was. I did feel bad for him, though.
But then he still literally won the belt back not too long after. Their SummerSlam match, though, in my opinion, was the best one of that. I don't want to say trio because they had more than 3.
Yeah, they had 4 matches.
Yeah, those 4 matches.
4 or 5.
Yeah. SummerSlam 2011 was a fun-ass show, man. It wasn't better than Money in the Bank from that year, but see, this is what I'm telling you, 2011 is one of my, in terms of, as I've said, everything 2006 on, I just despise about WWE. But 2011 was one of those years where I was like, this was decent. And like, go ahead.
Once it became January 1st, 2006, you're like, you know what? Everything now sucks. Like you could have been enjoying the product the week before, but now you're like, you know what? I actually don't like this product anymore. Everything's gonna suck.
To be honest, in real time, it started to feel like a bummer to me in like late 2004 and into 2005. But I've rewatched a lot of that stuff and I enjoyed it. 2006, I've tried to rewatch the 06 Raws. And it's like they drag on, man. Like I've never.
If you haven't experienced the DX reunion, my dude.
Oh, I did.
It is fucking horrible now. Looking back on it.
What? If there's one thing besides the Cena and Edge feud, if there's one thing from 2006 WWE that I loved, it was the DX reunion.
Well, looking back on it, the stuff that they did for Randy Orton and Edge. Ooh, that didn't really help either of them.
I enjoyed it. It made for some good comedy. I still remember.
I mean, I liked it when I was younger. So
I still remember watching the episode where the McMahons put a bounty on DX, and fucking Eugene comes into their locker room. And he's like, "I'm here for the bounty," and Shawn Michaels closes the door. He's like, he's talking to Triple H. He's like, "It's Eugene. He's here for the bounty." Triple H.
How about we invite him into DX? I have this elaborate. I did this in 2004. It'll totally work this time.
No, it's even more funnier because Triple H just hands him paper towels.
But my problem was that because now Triple H was a face and Orton was the heel. Then they tried to play it as. No, what Triple H did to Randy Orton in 2004 was totally right on. That was totally the right decision. That Randy Orton totally had it coming, but he didn't. And no matter why they try to turn it, and Triple H was a dick for turning out Randy Orton because he was just jealous that Orton was the world champion and he wasn't.
Triple H.
But they're like, oh, he was just annoying. You had such an arrogant feel. I just had to kick you out of Evolution.
Triple H and Orton both work better as heels, in my opinion. That doesn't mean they can't be baby faces. But I just love both of them as heels.
Orton's better as a heel. He's a good face, but he's a much, much better heel. Triple H as a face is kind of iffy. He's too goofy.
See, I would say that about both of them, that they're both better as heels.
Oh, see, the modern Randy Orton, where he just doesn't seem... He's so into, being fun at where he is at his position these days, that him as a face, he's literally just like, okay, whatever. I'm fine with pretty much whatever you guys want me to do with this.
Yeah. So wait, I did this. This all started. I asked you how you thought of this tag match, right? I don't
We
remember.
diverged into this
We've really diverged. We've been doing that a lot in this
because
episode.
I brought up I think my Christian was in the match.
Oh yeah. That's
It was the
right.
whole blue dot and shit.
Yeah. That's so. Besides that, what did you think of this short?
I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun match. You know, it's great to see Edge and Gangrel.
Yeah,
It's great. It's great to see Edge and Owen Hart. They I think did Edge win his first IC title against
his
Owen
first
or was
pay
it
per view.
Jarrett?
His first pay per view was Owen. His first IC title was Jarrett on a house
Yeah,
show
I think he won on accident too. I think that's what they said. He
because it was in Canada.
yeah. Here's your IC title. Sweet. You're gonna lose it next time. Shit. And we're turning you into a vampire.
The pay per view was the pay per view was literally one I just mentioned. I almost said Vengeance. Fully Loaded '99. That was literally he won the IC. So he was already a vampire, by the way.
Yeah.
He won the IC title right before Fully Loaded '99 on a house show in Canada, and then dropped it right back to Jarrett on the show. So it was just it was just to send the Canadian fans home happy by putting a belt on a Canadian moment. Sort of like
beware, take care. I'm gonna drop this title to you tomorrow night.
it's similar to let's put the title on Kurt Angle since 9/11 just happened and we're gonna take it off him at no mercy.
He did it. He did. Spoilers.
Well,
Spoilers for the next arc.
the next watch Road 2, the next Road 2, Unforgiven 01.
Oh man, now I know how it ends. Here I thought Austin was gonna beat him, and then Bin Laden comes out. They all have a beer bash.
No, Bin Laden comes out on the beer truck. The chorus and they sprays.
Kurt Angle is drowning in oil. But George Bush's like, oil? We have to invade WWE now.
Oh my gosh.
Send the troops in. Mission accomplished.
So, one of the rarest backstage interviewers in WWE history is on the next segment where Lucas, one of the guys you barely ever see, Lucas, and he doesn't even have a lot.
You don't know who Lucas is, Frank. You call yourself an Attitude Era fan. It's Lucas. You know him.
I didn't say I didn't know who he was. I had a running gag where for a couple years ago where like people would post in wrestling groups a picture of Lucas and be like, who is this? and this was back when the Rays were doing great. So I would like literally comment in the post like, oh, he now runs the analytics group for the Rays organization. He ended up being very successful in a different environment. And I think some people actually believed me.
Hold on. I can find out what actually happened to. Oh my god, this dude looks like freaking what's his name?
I just told you what happened to him. He's literally a part of the Rays organization with
Josh Matthews.
Oh, he looks just like he does a little bit.
But,
he now works with the Rays. He's still with the Rays organization, working in their analytics team. Lucas, he has no last name too. Even if you look in the media guide for the Rays, he has no last name. They have the analytics team like buried towards the end of the media guide every year.
Well, and it's actually funny that you're saying all this analytics stuff because get this, Luke, he went on to work for the United States Tennis Association and eventually returned to WWE as a manager to their mobile broadband video departments. He then became an adjacent professor for a university and is currently the head of Yale University's IT department.
It says nothing about him working with the race. He's been working with the race for like 6 years, bro. He's a big reason why they went to the World Series in 2000. He's a part of their analytics team.
He's a very smart man.
Yeah.
Look at it. He looked like Josh Matthews. Oh my God, he looks like Josh Matthews if Josh Matthews never got buff at all. Not that Josh Matthews was buff, but he was bigger.
He's Josh Matthews with no last name. He's just Lucas. Remember,
he's just Lucas.
We're literally a year away from Just Joe, and this is just Lucas.
Double J. See, that's what they got. That's what they get back for Jeff Jarrett. Double J. I suck.
Like Jeff Jarrett even cared. So just Lucas, interviews the New Age Outlaws, and they both promise to take each other's titles tonight. And then we get to a M&M's Crispy M&M's, Slam of the Week.
Crunch this!
Where Road Dogg wins the Intercontinental title on last week's Raw by DDTing Val Venus. I believe they actually both won their title. Yeah, both Road Dogg and Billy Gunn won championships last week. And apparently now they want to take it off each other. Like, why can't you're a fucking tag team? Why can't you guys just celebrate the fact that you both have one belt? They both won two. Like, celebrate the fact that you guys won last week. Or if you won two belts, just go after the tag titles. No, they just want to take each other's belt off. Sounds like some weird stuff going on.
I like how they're not even concerned on what's happening with the rest of DX. They're like, I want this title. No, I want this title. No, I want this. And Triple H is like, hey guys, I've been approached by the corporation. I really need your input on what I should do. Shut up, Hunter. Okay, I'll see you at WrestleMania.
Yeah, Triple H actually has a very interesting segment coming up later in this show. Remember back to 2 weeks ago when the fireball went into Chyna's face. Just bringing that up for later in this show. But New Age Outlaws want to beat each other for their titles. Now we have Mr. McMahon telling the Stooges to go get him some coffee. And Tro, go get me some coffee.
I will do no such thing, Frank. Mr. Hot Sam.
Now we have the title for title. Road Dogg, who is your Intercontinental Champion, taking on Billy Gunn, who is your Hardcore Champion. This ends in a no contest, so they both won each other's belts, and neither of them get either one of their belts. Let me see something. This just ends in a no contest.
No one would have the championship advantage here, because if you really wanted to keep your title, just disqualify yourself like super quickly.
That's true. But they weren't worried about keeping their own belts. They were worried about taking the belt off the other guy. So
couldn't they have just relinquished their titles to each other?
They're
I'm just saying.
They should be going after the tag team titles. It's like, remember when Los Guerreros had the tag titles and Eddie Guerrero was U.S. champ? It's like they had 3 belts. Well, the New Age Outlaws can have 4 belts.
I'm just saying. One of these two is going to have a hell of a 99. The other isn't.
Yeah, well, somebody's going to win King of the Ring.
Yeah, somebody's going to become King of the Ring, become the worst King of the Ring, and then be bitched out by The Rock. Since
we were talking about the Attitude Era pay-per-views, King of the Ring 99 was a very underrated pay-per-view. That was a tremendous show. What do we got here now? Oh, the Stooges getting the McMahon's coffee, but all of a sudden, as they're walking up to the coffee table, they suddenly start backing up and say, no, 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 no. And somebody knocks them down. We can't see who it is. They go to commercial, come back from commercial, and guess who it was? The Legion of Doom. Yeah, Paul Bearer and Buffy. No, it was the Legion of Doom, because if you remember last week, the Stooges parodied if I said that right. They parody the Legion of Doom with the Legion of Stooge. So the Legion of Doom with Paul Ellering. Remember, they I think it was just about a year ago at this time. The oh yeah, because that would be LOD 2000 where Sonny became their
Yeah.
manager. So Paul Ellering and LOD were no longer on good terms, storyline wise, obviously. And this time that changed because now they're on each other's side. Sonny obviously is no longer working in the WWE, so we get, maybe she was towards the end, but she definitely wasn't on TV that much. Um, but yeah, so Ellering and LOD attacked the Stooges, and next we have the Blue Meanie. How about that? Blue Meanie comes out to the ring with a chair and he calls out Shamrock. Remember that? Shamrock. Shamrock. As he says that, Shamrock's music hits, and Ryan comes out, not Ken. So he was calling out Ryan Shamrock. And Meanie proceeds to grab her and try to spank her. Not smart when this is literally Ken Shamrock's sister. So not a smart thing for Blue Meanie to do. Ken goes to the ring only to be attacked by Goldust. So maybe it actually was somewhat smart because he had a plan. At least he had a plan. Goldust comes from behind and attacks Ken Shamrock. Um, Let me see something. And the meanie hits him in the back with a chair. Ken ends up putting Goldust in the ankle lock, and that would be the end of that segment there. What'd you think about this segment?
Is this the best we can do with Ken Shamrock? Why isn't he involved more in the corporation?
Yeah, well, yeah, he should be involved more in the corporation, but he kind of does as this storyline that with the corporation and the abduction of Stephanie is
Yeah.
going. As that kind starts to progress, Ken Shamrock does become more involved in that.
Yes. He goes from this to being Stephanie's protector to being gone pretty
No,
quickly.
I was never. I'm not a big fan of Ken Shamrock anyway. I do like what they were doing earlier in the year. That was the one time I actually thought Ken Shamrock was pretty good. When they did the stuff with his sister, and he would show so much anger and so much emotion whenever Val Venus would do something or Billy Gunn would do something. That was Ken Shamrock at his best. When they try to promote him as just a fighter and they're putting him in the dungeon matches or whatever the hell it's called, no, thank you.
It was Lion Cage, I think.
Lion Cage, yeah, Lion Cage.
But he did have a dungeon match with Owen Hart.
Yeah, in the art dungeon, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty funny because I think one of them swung on one of the pipes.
So now we go back to the frat house, and actually, I think, um, yeah, I think this. Oh, hold on. Jr. says that everybody's having a great time at the frat party, and then he blames Hardcore Holly for taking him off the air last week, and then the segment ends with Jr. asking, or yeah, Jr. asks where the girls are at.
So is Hardcore Holly just partying now?
Not yet. I don't think Hardcore Holly has made his way to this segment yet.
I think he should be partying. Is Steve Williams partying in the background? Yeah, woohoo! This is so much fun.
Steve Williams is just sitting next to JR and essentially just being his hype man. Anytime JR would say something like, yeah, he's right.
JR is getting drunk. Damn, Steve. Damn, Steve. Too bad you're the designated driver because, boy, oh boy, this is some good beer.
So after that, we go to Sable is shown getting her makeup done. And then the Ministry of Darkness is shown arriving at the arena. And then Mr. McMahon demands to know where his coffee is, as he's demanding that from the Stooges. Obviously, he does not realize that, or either that, or he just doesn't give a shit. He doesn't realize that the Stooges had just gotten attacked by the Legion of Doom, or he just doesn't give a shit and wants his coffee. Who knows?
Paul Bearer shows up. Here's your coffee, Mr. McMahon. I made it especially for you.
So anything?
Please let me watch Buffy.
So besides that, anything to say about those 3 quick segments we see there?
It was just like the last time the LEDs ever on screen here, because I do not remember them having anything to do post this.
Yeah, I would think that maybe they came back for a tag match to beat up on the Stooges, but I don't know. It may have,
because I am pretty sure they do not have a pay-per-view match in '99.
No, they definitely don't. But maybe a Raw match. I don't know. Although
so weird.
The last time we saw the Legion of Doom was actually on Raw in 2003 when they took on RVD. And
actually, the last time we saw the LOD was 2005. It was Animal and Heidenreich, and they are like the better LOD because they had Tori Wilson as their manager, I think. They're the and they didn't even get along. Apparently, Heidenreich was a bit of a moron.
That's true. They did not get along. I would take Tori Wilson over what the heck's his name?
Paul Ellering.
Paul Ellering. Yeah, I would absolutely take Tori.
Hey, he's still active. He's on the show every week now.
You really thought that was going to change my mind? Now all of a sudden I'll take
Paul. Well, I don't know where's Tori Wilson. I mean, she's in the Hall of Fame, sure, but
have you seen her? She still looks damn amazing.
I don't know. I mean, if she's so amazing, why isn't she on TV? Paul Ellering is.
She should still be on TV.
He can, if they let him speak, I'm sure he could still get a good promo too.
Anyway, now we go to a non-title match. Ivory taking on Sable. Ivory has D'Lo Brown in her corner. Sable wins this with Sable Bomb. Short match, but a pretty interesting one. The crowd obviously into it because Sable's in the ring. Take nothing away from Ivory. I'd take her over Sable to be honest. But anyway,
I don't tell Brock Lesnar that.
I think, well, thankfully Brock Lesnar, I almost said Brock Nelson. Thankfully Brock Lesnar.
Oh, no, not Brock Nelson. He's really upgraded, I guess.
Thankfully,
we're trading him to Minnesota. Or Saskatchewan, wherever Brock lives.
Well, thankfully Brock Lesnar does not watch this show.
You don't know that. He could be a big FCT fan. He just doesn't tell anybody. Maybe. He could be going up to Sable telling her, is it true that Paul Bearer liked Buffy? What the fuck are you talking about, Brock? These guys on the internet, they say that Paul Bearer was really obsessed with Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar would really believe that.
He's working out. He's working out and listening to the show at the same time.
So after Sable wins with Sable Bomb, Tori runs out to the ring, and they have a brief little brawl there. That's leading to WrestleMania, where Tori and Sable will battle for the women's title. So now we show Stone Cold Steve Austin preparing for his match with Big Show later tonight. And now we have the referee war. The winner refs to main event between Mankind and The Rock. And I spoiled it earlier, so we all know that Blue Meanie is the referee in the main event tonight.
Of course. The one and only.
No. Mankind obviously wins this match because he will be the referee for the night, for the main event. What do you think about this here? Mankind, again, the referee. Oh, by the way, I should mention before the match happened, They showed a split screen of Rock and Mankind both walking to the ring. And even though Mankind is about to wrestle, he's still got his makeshift referee thing on, and he's still preparing as a referee. He's talking to him. He's talking like a ref. I'm the referee. You got to do this. Yeah, blah, blah. This whole thing with Mankind wanting so badly to be the referee for the title match at WrestleMania was really funny. And Mankind was great with that. But what do you think of this year?
The Rock's like, I have already wrestled one match tonight, motherfuckers. I don't want to have to do. Why you make me work double duty, you asshole?
Well, technically he did. Technically he did, because he would be on commentary for the main event. Technically, he worked about 3 segments on this show. He took the beer bath. He wrestled this winner referees the main event match, and then he was on commentary for the main event. And
it would have been funny.
Literally, Mankind was in all 3 segments as well.
It would have been funny if Mankind couldn't get a good grip of The Rock because he's still soaking wet from the beer. I just can't get a good hand on him. He's so slippery.
I'm gonna be right back in 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
1, 2. He's not. Ladies and gentlemen, Frank here is a big fucking liar. He's walked out of the show. I don't know what to tell you. Frank has left the building. It is now just the Tro Show, hosted by me, the one and only Tro. Yeah. We're on the road again. We got to do the freaking rage party. I'm gonna rage during the rage party. Yeah. He's taking his leave. One too many Paul Bearer jokes I've done on him. Tisk. Can't make any Paul Bearer jokes during next shows. Oh, you're back from your strike?
2 seconds is 2 seconds, I guess.
Damn, you said you tested 2 seconds and you didn't come back. I'm just saying.
I didn't even leave yet, and he was already counting me.
1, 2. I'm a referee. 1, 2.
You got to break the count before. Well, that would be a 5. Actually.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're out of here.
So where were you? You were giving your thoughts on this.
No, I just finished the show.
Oh.
I just recapped the rest of the show. I was signing off.
He was literally about to leave just as I got back.
I'm already halfway through the rage party. I don't know what you're doing.
How are you? How do you have the rage party on screen? That's my job. I'm gonna be the one.
Undertaker magic powers.
So yeah, that's just a reminder. We will be going live as soon as this video cuts off. We will be jumping into. I haven't even set the studio up yet, so it might take about 4 or 5 minutes. We're not literally immediately going to go live after
4 or 5 hours.
But yeah, after this video, we will be going back on live again to do what would be mine and Tro's first ever reaction video together.
Rage.
Yes, we'll be reacting to the rage party. We will mute the musical performances. I'll be the one controlling the
well, there's not that many musical performances. The only one I can remember is is Chocolate Balls.
It's Chef and Big Pun. I'm not sure who else, but I know Chef obviously was what was his real name? Isaac Hayes, yeah.
Isaac Hayes, yeah.
Yeah.
Paul Bearer sings a duet. A love song about Buffy. Undertaker's no, come on, Paul. We gotta get the news ready for tomorrow. But Buffy, maybe Buffy's here. We're in Philly.
um, so now we have Big Show throwing things around backstage over the outcome of Mankind now being the referee. And now, remember, we mentioned Triple H earlier. So in the next match, Kane is set to take on Goldust. As soon as Goldust gets in the ring, though, Kane, obviously the first guy in the ring, Goldust comes out and pulls a bazooka out of his robe and shoots it at Kane right in the
Kills him.
face. It's a fireball that comes out of the bazooka. And obviously, Goldust takes off the robe and the wig, and he's revealed to be Triple H, although he's Triple H in Goldust paint. Like, he couldn't take the paint off, but you can obviously tell it was Triple H.
That is.
And, go ahead.
I wonder, like, in kayfabe, like, so did Triple H have to go up to Goldust, like, hey, can you paint my face? What do you think? Do you think this is a kiddie show? No, please paint my face. What are you gonna use it for? I'm gonna shoot a bazooka in Kane's face. It's gonna be hilarious. Can I borrow your robes? You're not using them. You're getting your ass kicked by Ken Shamrock tonight.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. The Triple H's big way of getting revenge just got a huge pop from the crowd. Great moment there, building up Triple H.
It shouldn't even affect Kane, though. He has a mask on.
That's true, but I mean, it's still a fireball. Like, that has to burn your face, no matter how hard that mask is.
Look, that his face is spotless once he takes that fucking thing off. Except, you know what? Maybe that little blue streak that he had on his face is from this.
I was there when he took the mask off for the first time, and his face was not spotless. There was literally makeup burn marks on his face.
Makeup? You sound like one of those doctors who say that his burns are made up. You need to feel his pain.
I'm going to get set on fire. You know, that was literally my fear in 2003, in that summer. After he did that to JR, that was literally my fear that he was going to show up to my house and set me on fire. I was only 10 years old.
That's how your parents controlled you. Like, Frank, if you're not a good boy, I'm going to get Kane to set you on fire. No! I'm going to send Kane here. I have him on speed dial. He's right next to Santa Claus. No. You didn't eat. You're a vegetable.
When I was 10, even though I believed that Kane was a real monster that set people on fire, I was very well aware that Santa did not exist when I was 10 years old.
He appears on WWE every year. Burnt out every year, almost killed him in 2012. What do you mean he's not real?
So now we have X-Pac showing up for his street fight. Remember, this is supposed to be a Greenwich street fight. And that term is sort of infamous now in WWE history, because anytime they show the clip of the first segment with Austin coming out in the beer truck, the first thing you hear is Mr. McMahon saying, kind of like the Greenwich street fight coming up later tonight. Take a look. And that is when Austin's music hits and he drives out to the arena on the truck. But anyway, this is the Greenwich street fight here. X-Pac shows up for it, but guess what? Shane gets the upper hand because the debuting Mean Street Posse, let's go, baby, Mean Street Posse season, let's go. They immediately run out, and this is all happening backstage, by the way. They run out, not just backstage, literally outside the arena. They run out and beat up X-Pac, and then the Mean Street Posse and Shane McMahon get in their cars, leaving X-Pac knocked out, laid out. Good little segment here, obviously building up to the European title match between X-Pac and Shane McMahon that you are going to see at WrestleMania, the next actual review that we will be doing. What did you think of this? This was not obviously a match like it was supposed to be, but same thing for the last segment. was supposed to be a match. It really wasn't. But what do you think of this?
I thought it was fine. Nice to see. Nice to have another wrinkle for X-Pac, because now you have to deal with the corporation and the Mean Street Posse. But as it
Mean Street
turns out,
Mean Street
although
Posse.
who knows, maybe the greatest enemy is the ones you keep closest to yourself.
Yeah. Mean Street Posse is goaded, baby. Mean Street Posse is goaded. Very entertaining team. Um, Now we have Vince McMahon coming out. He actually replays the segment that kicked off the show, Beer Bath, for the crowd. And he promises that Stone Cold will not enjoy his experience in the main event of WrestleMania. He says there's no chance in hell that Austin will win the WWE title. Boy, 1999, the term "no chance in hell" was heavily.
He really wanted to get it over.
It was literally the tagline for Royal Rumble before it actually became Mr. McMahon's actual theme song, and at this time, the corporation's theme song. But obviously, it's more remembered as Mr. McMahon's theme song. I loved the corporate ministry version of "No Chance in Hell."
There's just a chanting, no chance. Oh, saw Timberlake, no chance hell. Sorry, Timberlake.
That's not. That's not how it goes, but it's
Close enough.
Now we have the main event. Oh, what did you think about Mr. McMahon here telling the fans that the Austin has no chance in hell at winning the title at Mania?
I'm still involved with this storyline, motherfuckers. And one of these matches didn't go as long as we thought it would. So, filler. Haha. Here's what happened earlier tonight. Just in case you forgot, this is a memorable segment.
So now we have Mankind as your special guest referee, while Stone Cold Steve Austin takes on the Big Show with Rock as your special guest commentator. And Austin wins this match after Stone Cold Stunner. And after the bell, Rock Austin actually won the match by using a steel chair, kind of chopping down the big tree. He hits the chair. He uses the chair to hit Big Show in the leg a couple of times while The Rock is on commentary talking about he's cheating. So Rock tries to stop that. He comes off commentary, jumps on the apron, but Austin comes and tries to swing that chair. So Rock immediately jumps off, and after that, Austin hits the stunner. 7, 8, 9. We go home. That's the end of that.
And I like how Brock's like, that's cheating. And Vince's like, I wonder if I can do this in 2001. As The Rock's getting his ass kicked by the chair in 2001, he's like, that's cheating.
So after the match, Rock beats up Austin, gives him a rock bottom, and that is how the show closes out. Well, first off, what did you think about the match and the aftermath there?
It's a fine match. It's Big Show Austin, because we've kind of had this little thing for a few weeks now. You're like, but
I've been calling him Big Show this whole time. He's actually still Paul White, by the way.
Look, we're gonna eventually figure out what the fuck his name is. Okay, is he Paul White? Is he Big Show? You know what? He's a big fat bastard, smelly giant.
Well, in about a whole year, he's going to be a big nasty bastard. Yeah, and then he's going to get sent to the OVW.
Yeah, he goes from WWE champion to working in OVW with Leviathan and the Prototype.
And that's how he met Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
that's how they met. Yeah.
What's it called? No, I think it's good that they finally gave the Rock that little upper hand over Austin, because he hasn't exactly been getting the upper hand over Austin
right.
as of late in this 2-week build of their WrestleMania main event match.
So this is it. The end of the road to WrestleMania 15. Obviously, we have the bonus episode coming up, but our next review will be WrestleMania 15. But before we close this out, ratings out of 10 for this show. I give it 10 out of 10. This was just a perfect go home episode of Raw to WrestleMania 15. You had one of the greatest moments in Raw history with the beer bath, some great storyline build up with Triple H and Kane, with the Fireball. Triple H gets his payback for the Fireball. They built up Shane and X Pac with Shane and the Mean Street Posse jumping X Pac in the backstage. Oh, I keep saying backstage. It was literally outside of the arena. They built up Tori and Sable pretty decently, having Tori run in after the match and try to put a beat down to Sable. So yeah, they did a great job building everything up for this show. The hilarity, by the way, continues to ensue, and this is sadly the last time we'll ever see it, with Mankind just wanting so badly to be the special guest referee. And spoiler alert, I believe he gets it. They go from like it's going to be Big Show. They have the match Big Show and Mankind on the card for Mania early in that show. I don't even think they've announced that that's going to happen yet, but they have that match similar to what we had with Mankind and Rock, and we will get to the show, but there was like some type of shit where like Mankind won, and then Mankind was jumped. He had to get taken to the hospital, and like so, like you literally did not know who the referee was going to be until like the final seconds. Actually, I think no, I remember what happened. Mankind was not the ref, but he came in. He did a run in and ended up using Mr. McMahon's hand because Mr. McMahon actually became the ref after all this. And Mankind ran in, and I think did he count the pin? I don't remember. We will get to that soon. But I give 10 out of 10 for this episode, Tro.
I would give it about an 8 of 10. We didn't really get much of the ministry and corporation build for a match that literally came out of nowhere. So, but this is also the end of an era because this is the last time we ever get heel JR because he's back at WrestleMania like, oh well, guys, we're not going to talk about what happened the past 2 weeks. I'm sour, Cole. And Cole's like, by the way, this is how you can buy your merchandise after Stone Cold beats The Rock's KDS tonight. I mean, whoopsie.
So this is it. It took us till literally the whole back end of the year to get through the road to WrestleMania 15, and we have finally reached the final stop. In our next non-bonus episode, our next episode will be
your WrestleMania 15
review, and who knows how long. Look, our Unforgiven 01 review, not our review, our Road to Unforgiven 01 series is going to be even longer because that's
2 shows.
That's going to be Raw and SmackDown. Yes.
You know how sidetracked I'm going to get on.
Hopefully,
you know how much more I'm going to be building.
Hopefully, it doesn't take us too much long. It really wasn't the fact that we're doing a road to. It's just there are times where we have to take long breaks, and like we really don't want to, but we have other things that go on.
Yeah, because plus we have to do an Islanders several recap soon, and that's going to be a hell of a job.
Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Oh yeah, that is true. The month is almost over yet. Well, obviously Tro has something he's taking care of. We're pretty much done here, so I'm gonna end this out. Thank you to everybody who watched. If you enjoy the video, please subscribe and stick with us here because we will be back in a few minutes to do the reaction video for the WrestleMania Rage Party, the WrestleMania 15 Rage Party. We will be back in a few minutes, and thank you very much.